Hello, Wired Souls! If you've been juggling an autoimmune disease and ADHD and nobody has ever connected the two for you, you're in the right place. Because a lot of us are dealing with both. An immune system that decided to turn on itself. Maybe it's your thyroid, your gut, your joints, maybe all three at once. And every doctor treats them like two separate problems. Nobody sits you down and says, these things are connected. There's a reason you have both. That's what this video is. So let's get into it. A study tracked nearly 1 million people over more than a decade. People with an autoimmune disease were nearly 25% more likely to also have ADHD. And it goes the other way too. If your mother had an autoimmune disease, your risk of ADHD was higher, even if you never got one yourself. I hear from so many people dealing with exactly this: Hashimoto's and ADHD, lupus and ADHD, celiac and ADHD, who were told for years it was just bad luck. It's not. There are 4 reasons this happens. Reason 1, you inherited the same switch. There's a set of genes that does 2 jobs: running your immune system and regulating dopamine, the brain chemical behind focus and motivation. Same genes, 2 jobs. When that gene has a certain variation, your immune system gets a little too enthusiastic, and your dopamine production shifts too. You didn't get ADHD and then get an autoimmune disease as some cosmic punishment. One genetic root showed up in 2 places. That's not bad luck. That's biology. Reason 2, your body's alarm system reaches your brain. When you flare, gut, thyroid, joints, your immune system sends inflammatory signals through your bloodstream. And your brain picks those signals up too, right in the part responsible for focus and self-control. It's like trying to concentrate during a fire alarm in a different part of the building. You cannot think. This is why ADHD gets dramatically worse during a flare. Not stress, not weakness. Your immune system disrupting your brain chemistry in real time. Reason 3 surprised me most. Your gut and brain are connected by the longest nerve in your body, like a direct hotline. When your gut is inflamed, that inflammation travels straight to your brain, and a damaged gut struggles to absorb zinc, iron, and B vitamins, the exact raw materials your brain needs to make dopamine. No raw materials, no dopamine. No dopamine, no focus. That's why celiac disease, where gluten triggers an attack on the gut lining, shows some of the highest ADHD rates of any autoimmune condition. The gut isn't just reacting to food, it's starving the brain. Reason 4, chronic illness rewires your stress system. When your body's fighting itself, it's under constant biological stress, whether you feel it or not. Over time, that makes inattention and impulsivity worse. And ADHD disrupts the stress response too. So the 2 conditions amplify each other, which means if your ADHD suddenly feels out of control and nothing in your life has changed, look at whether you're in a flare. Sometimes the ADHD isn't the problem. It's the messenger. Now, 5 conditions show up most in the research. Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Your thyroid regulates the same brain chemicals ADHD meds target. When it's underperforming, it can look identical to ADHD. A lot of women get treated for one, and nobody checks the other. Celiac disease. We covered this. Gut damage, nutrient loss, less dopamine. One of the most solid links in this whole space. Lupus can affect the brain directly, especially in kids, producing patterns that look exactly like ADHD. Type 1 diabetes shows significantly higher ADHD rates in large population studies. And psoriasis, a full-body immune condition, not just a skin one, with inflammatory pathways that reach the brain too. So what do you do with this? First, bring it to your doctors. Ask if anything immune-related could be worsening your ADHD, or if ADHD's ever been considered alongside your autoimmune condition. Second, if your ADHD meds stopped working, don't assume the medication's the problem. Ask what your immune system is doing first. Third, track your patterns. Does your ADHD spike during flares or stress? Write it down. That's real data for your next appointment. Because here's the thing, you are not broken. You're someone whose brain and immune system are fighting the same battle, and nobody handed you a map. Hopefully this helped. I'm going to go lie down now. If this helped you understand something about yourself, share it with someone who needs it. Like, subscribe, drop a comment. I will see you in the next video. Bye!